Today we're going to replace this exhaust fan that is super noisy and doesn't work that well. As you can hear, it's super noisy, so let's fix it. First, you need to remove the cover. The majority of them, you just need to push it down. Press these two little brackets. You will have two brackets, one on each corner. Next, find the plug and disconnect it. I have it here, just like that. Before doing any type of electrical work, make sure to turn off the breaker, or if you have a dedicated switch for the exhaust fan, you can simply turn it off. In this case, I have two, one for my lights, another one for the exhaust fan. I just simply turn it off. There are many exhaust fans. Most of them, you can just simply remove this cover and the motor will come down. However, in this case, I have the difficult one. It has a metal bracket here, so I need to go inside of the attic to replace it. But if you can just remove it from here, you can do all the connections from here and you don't need to go inside of the attic. Unfortunately, I need to go in the attic. Now I need to remove the motor. It has a screw right here. Let's remove it and push it down. And here is the motor. And this is the box that we need to remove. We have the electrical cables here. We need to disconnect this first. And then this is the metal bracket that it is connected to the stud that goes right here. And I need to remove this. But for that, as I mentioned before, I need to go inside of the attic because I need to remove that bracket to be able to remove this box. But in your case, before going to the attic, make sure that you check the four sides. If you see any screws or brackets, you might be able to remove it from here. Otherwise, you need to go in the attic. Before removing the wire nuts, make sure that you don't have power. I don't have power, so we're good to go. Okay, now we're ready to go in the attic. I just found out that my exhaust fan doesn't even have a duct, as you can see, and it was covered with insulation. This is one of the reasons why it wasn't working, and this is super bad because all the humidity was concentrating here. The good thing is that I don't have any mold or any mildew, so that's a good sign, but this is super bad. I don't know who installed it, but this person did a really bad job. Okay, so now I need to remove this bracket to be able to remove it. Just like that. And this should come up just like this. There you have it. Now I have a staple here. I need to remove it. Careful not to cut the cable. I need to wear my respirator because working with insulation, it's not fun. Here you need to remove the electrical cable from the existing box. This metal bracket has 3 nails. This is the first time that I see this type of bracket. Yours might not have it, but if it does, you just need to remove the nails and it will come off. It's had in the attic, so if you can remove it from the inside of the bathroom, that will be much better. Remove some insulation around the hole because we need to make it bigger. Now we're going to measure to cut a bigger hole to install these. And remember the 3 little holes that we have right here? These are going to go here on the stud. For this next cut, you should use a vacuum because it's gonna get dusty. I'm gonna use a multi-tool to cut this line right here. And I'm also using my vacuum because it's going to be super dusty and this will help a lot. Okay, we're good. Now we need to do the cable connections. For that, we need to remove this little guy. On this specific exhaust fan, I need to remove this cover to be able to access the electrical connections, which are here. And on this little hole, we're going to put this so we can secure our Romex. Now we're going to connect the Romex that it's coming from the ceiling, and on the last part we're going to reinstall these. These connections are kind of old, so I'm gonna cut them to get new cables from here. It doesn't need to be too long. Now on this type of clips, the end of your wire doesn't need to be that long. Just make sure that you have enough space so it goes inside. For example, here I need to cut a little bit, just a tiny bit. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna do the same to the other ones. Now we're gonna fit this cable through this port right here. Okay, nice and secure. Always remember the black wire goes with the black wire, the white one goes with the white one, and the copper one goes with the ground cable, which is the green one. Now let's put everything inside. Great, so now we're gonna push it in and we're gonna secure it on our stud. It is really difficult to put those screws, but I have this little toy and you will see what it does in a minute. I'm gonna remove this to make it easier to go in the attic and connect the duct. So now we're gonna put it in the hole. Just like that. Now twist it. Put it in place. Like this. And we want the 4 corners to be flush with your ceiling. And this little guy will make my life way easier. Everything looks good right there. See, you should get one of these. I really like it. Okay, nice and secured. This is what we want. At this point, we can now install the motor. Now let's connect it. Okay, if we did everything right, we can turn on the switch and it should turn on. Beautiful, it's running. Okay, these 2 little brackets go in these little holes. And just push them in. Perfect. Now we can go in the attic to connect the duct and we'll be done. Before going in the attic, I'm going to connect this to the duct because it's way easier to do it right here than working in the attic. Now this sticker needs to go up because the flapper goes only one way. So I'm gonna make sure to put this in the up position. Once you connect it to the exhaust fan, make sure to put some extra tape so it doesn't come off. I have an attic vent not so far from here. I'm installing the duct towards the vent. I used plastic straps to secure it in place. If you don't have an attic vent, you need to install one. I'm not going to cover that installation in this video. There are hundreds of other videos that explain how you can do it yourself. And there you have it, we're done. As you can hear, there's a huge difference in noise, and also this one moves a lot of air. If you want to know all of the products and the tools that I use, click on the product tag below so you can see everything that I use in this video. And also, if you really like this video, don't forget to subscribe and keep coming back because I have many more tutorials to do. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.